What is Tartaria in 3 minutes? Let's have a quick look. So, obviously I'm still learning the subject, but it's a massive subject. What I do know so far is that it was an empire that grew massive from near the Russian region, and all modern maps have had it removed, taken away from there. And I believe it was the largest empire to exist, hence why it got wiped out, because these guys seemed like they were doing stuff right. They were doing things for humanity. They had free energy. The buildings they were building were incredible, absolutely incredible. So around the 1800s, the late 1800s, 1900s is the last reminiscence. All we've got left now is a few buildings, a few crumbs. So that's Genghis Khan, the fake Genghis Khan, and this is the real Genghis Khan. He was from the Tartarian region. But let's have a look at some Tartarian buildings. Hopefully this will encourage you to do your own research. So these now are probably used as mosques and things like that. But these are proper Tartarian buildings. And Muscovy and Russia is the heart of it. But there was a clear agenda to wipe this empire out. I personally believe because they was doing things right. They had free energy. All the buildings had domes on, collecting energy from the ether, maybe harvesting it, harnessing it. Because if you look here, there'd be a reset and people are going around on horse and cart, and you've got these buildings in the background that are just phenomenal. So these are all Tartarian buildings that could not be replicated now. And they're not just there, they're all over the world. This empire got ginormous. Absolutely ginormous. But it ties in with the mud flood. It seems that after the mud flood, the Holy Roman Empire was gone, the Tartarian Empire was gone, and some sort of new world order popped up. Like I said, it's everywhere. Just gotta do your own research. I hope this has encouraged you to do it, because it is everywhere. Anyway, under 3 minutes, one love. Ta-da.
G'day guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's video was a little bit unplanned, if I'm honest. I do have some other stuff I'm working on currently, but I was recommended a teaser for a National Geographic documentary, which we will investigate in just a moment. The reason I have Vatican City displayed on screen is I wanted you to have an idea of the magnitude and scale of this building. So when we compare it to the next building that we're going to discuss, you have a bit better idea of its size and grandeur, really. And as we leave the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and all its hidden secrets within, we fly to the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have looked twice at this building if it wasn't for the YouTube recommendation. And I'd sometimes believe that the universe does throw me a bone here and there. I think this is one of those bones, because I did find a little nugget which we will look at the end of this video. So, an impressive title to have housed the largest masonry dome in the world, especially when this cathedral was started in 1296 in a Gothic style. the design of Arnolfo di Cambrio, but this cathedral wasn't completed until 1436 by dome engineer Filippo Brunelleschi. Now, when I look into any building that I'm researching, I always like to backtrack and glaze over their prior works and what they've done in the past. And what I found so interesting is this gentleman was a watchmaker and a goldsmith and not an architect. In fact, this was the very first architectural project he ever did, and the last, because he died 10 years after its completion. So this was started in 1296 and finished in 1436. Now let's just remember that the White City was built within 18 months, so they say. On screen now is Filippo Brunelleschi himself, said to be the founding father of Renaissance architecture, which is a big statement considering he wasn't an architect, but the historical narrative paints him as that, and let's have a look at that narrative now.
Imagine this. It's 1418 in Florence, Italy. You've been challenged to build a great dome for the Santa Maria del Fiore, one of the grandest cathedrals ever built. And you have no formal architectural training. No pressure, right? For Filippo Brunelleschi, a goldsmith and clockmaker, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. He considered the challenge carefully.
Okay, so that will set the tone there. Do we believe that this was built by a watchmaker with no prior architectural experience? That's the narrative. So we're going to move on to the next part of this teaser here.
Then proposed a daring plan using methods that experts don't fully understand even to this day. At the time, domes were often built as semicircles. But the town fathers required that Brunelleschi build an 8-sided dome that would be even taller and stronger. It would also have no central support system to hold it up during construction. Even worse, the dome's base was an imprecise octagon with no true center. But Brunelleschi had that covered. There would be 2 domes instead of one, an inner and an outer shell, held together by giant brick arches and interlocking rings of stone and wood. The rings would work like hoops on a barrel, keeping the dome from expanding outward.
So are we to believe that a watchmaker has put together this structure, and not only that, all the problems that go with it, all the trial and error with no experience prior, so no other domes, not even a small dome, not even those domes down in front there that you see. He didn't even build those. He's just like, I'm going to build the biggest dome structure that the Earth has ever seen. And also, I'm not going to write anything down. I'm not going to write blueprints. I'm not going to leave records. Nothing. So experts today still don't know how he did it. All they know is his name. And we accept this shit every single day of our life. I mean, I understand that not everyone cares. That's not really the point. It's like, how can we just move on? Okay, with the pyramids, we don't know how they built the pyramids. Fine. This is only 500, 600 years ago. We should know right now. Like, Da Vinci was around, all the artists, sculptors. These guys have records of their work. Why not the greatest dome structure ever made?
To move heavy loads hundreds of feet up, Brunelleschi designed ingenious new machines, including an ox-driven hoist and massive lifting devices far ahead of their time. So, revolutionary design? Check. Groundbreaking engineering? Check. Can-do attitude? Check. but
Oh,
with no
a
central
can-do
support system,
attitude.
how
I
would he
forgot.
actually build
That
it?
makes a lot more
First
sense.
off,
The dude had
the
a can-do
masonry will have
attitude,
to
so
support
that makes
itself
up for
during
at least
construction.
75% of
To
my
do this,
belief now,
Brunelleschi
because, you know,
placed the bricks
attitude,
in a
check.
herringbone pattern, which spiraled to the top of the dome, with vertical bricks acting as bookends to hold the others in place. They laid about 1 row a week, giving the mortar time to cure. At this rate, the dome grew at a snail's pace of about a foot a month. But perhaps most puzzling is how he was able to place the bricks with such precision.
Hey!
Many experts agree that he used guide ropes. One theory states that ropes ran from a flower pattern on the work platform that showed exactly where the bricks should go. Another has ropes running from the dome's center, tracing a series of cones that grew smaller as they ascended to the top. Still another suggests a different arrangement of central ropes and wooden templates. However it was done, it worked. The 8 faces of the dome met at the top precisely, just as Brunelleschi had planned. In all, it took 16 years to complete the dome. When he died in 1446, Brunelleschi left behind no sketches and no details as to exactly how he achieved his masterpiece. Today, it remains the largest masonry dome in the world, more than 500 years after it was built.
What I found most interesting there was the claim that, you know, not only did he design the dome from scratch, he invented the machines and machinery, being the ox-driven hoist and the lifting devices to shift all this masonry up into the sky, you know, I think over 100 feet up into the sky in the 13th century. So that's around 40,000 tons of red brick, or 4 million bricks roughly, or so they say. Furthermore, for 100 years prior to this building, they were making domes. They were using a method called centering, which involves building a wooden structure initially, and you would build your bricks around that wooden structure, and you can remove it at the end, etc. It's up to you. Usually they wouldn't. They would keep the structure there to give it extra strength. Now, Brunelleschi didn't use this method at all. He used a completely new method, supposedly that we'd never seen before in any other building, and it's never been replicated ever since. And they can't even replicate it, even though they have the structure in front of them. Here is a gentleman who's a Brunelleschi fanatic, who's been at this, what you see in front of you, for 25 years. Keep in mind, it took our amateur architect of the dome initially 16 years. This guy's been at it for 25, and he's not got very far. In fact, he's not even halfway. And he also has a full team of architects, students of architecture, professionals, and he's already hit a roadblock. He can't build any further. What you see here is just about what he can get, as the weight of the outside bricks pushing in from gravity is causing each of the 8 walls of the dome to cave inwards and bend. So it's already a dangerous structure for the students to be working in, and can't be finished by the looks of it, considering he's got a long way to go. He's only used 400 tons of bricks, and Brunelleschi used 40,000 tons. 40,000 ton of brick. So, in conclusion, the historical narrative has stated that the first Renaissance architect was a complete amateur, and his legacy sparked the construction of Renaissance architecture all over the world in the 14th and 15th century. In fact, it inspired the world's most renowned Renaissance building seen right here, St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. And to think that Michelangelo and such were inspired by a clockmaker goldsmith with no prior work and no work after his one building, it's another very far-fetched story that we're fed with the bullshit spoon, and we accept and teach in schools every day, so that's just how it is. So to me it's pretty clear that this building story doesn't add up, and most probably because it's made up. And this building was built by a prior civilization to ours anyway. Anyway, that's the end of my presentation. I did promise a little nugget that I found when I was looking for some Tartarian influence in the area, and I was on Google Earth looking at the cathedral that we've just discussed, and I just happened to nudge it down here somewhat, pardon the... and I happened to stumble across this little guy right here, bottom right hand corner, and I'm not sure if Boogeyman and Jacob Bogle have found this one. I'm thinking they probably have, seeing as it's in the middle of Florence, but if they haven't, there's another one to add to the collection. So thanks again for sticking around. If you have, a like would be much appreciated. My name is Phil, and this is Tartarian Zephyr. Have a nice rest of your day or evening. Take it easy.
Yeah, right, is basically the movie, okay, which was made in 1914, Cabiria. Okay, now I've watched the movie. It was 2 hours. It was agonizing to watch. It was fucking dull as dishwater. But the plot was the reset of the classical world. You see the fall of, well, you see Pompeii, you see the fall of Carthage, but mostly what you see is the population of Earth going into the mouth of a giant Moloch. Okay, literally a demon, which we see all over antiquity, nearly every flat Earth British vlog. And it reminded me of that time machine thing when they all go into the sirens go and they all walk into that place to be fucking fed. So yeah, I thought, wow, so they're, oh, excuse me, they actually worshipping the, there is the film, the Babylonian gods, it's baby muncher. Okay, there's the, I guess the director. So yeah, I'm just going to scrooge through a little bit of this film because look at this for a cover. Look at this for a cover. So basically, there's a guy who has his daughter kidnapped in this story. Okay, and it's all very, very fucking iffy anyway. Okay, because obviously they're being kidnapped there. But I can link this up to you. Right, it shows. It's basically the first ever epic movie. I'm sharing my screen side by side, am I? Excuse me. I didn't realize that. Stop sharing. Okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Okay, so excuse me, sorry about that. Well, it's the first epic movie 2 hours ever made. Okay, so during the First World War, they've literally built the classical world. It's involved like Cecil B. DeMille. It's full of Phoenician coding because the whole film is actually like Phoenician. And they show the fall of the classical world. What I found fascinating was this. Look at this for the stage set. Okay, so it's like they build the classical world. There's a lady all the way up there, like that far away. How big is their stage sets? And they have like a lot of people involved in these films. So yeah, we've seen a lot of this stuff: bathhouses, grapes, Romans lounging around and doing sweet fuck all. So all I can presume about these Phoenicians is that, like the people today, they're total pussies. Okay, I think they're total pussies. Okay, all they do is lounge around all day, do sweet fuck all. Yeah, that's what I think. So what happened to the backbone of everyone? All right, they're having millions of people protesting, but let's be honest, guys. They're doing the man's calling because they're doing like what they want them to do. So yeah, it's a reset film. Let's see if I can get this moving on a fucking bit because this is fucking taking forever. Okay, so you get an earthquake, you get some like sacrifices going down, get the old Bacchus, and he even looks like Bacchus, that guy with the flowers. Sacrifice going, guy smoking a bong, yeah. Oh, he might be just getting the flames going, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's all worship of evil deities, etc. Dude gets his daughter kidnapped. Come on, stop glitching. And I wanted to show you where they all got fed into Moloch, which I found really, let's get up to by here. I wonder if it's going to actually scroll. Give it a second. You could read that in the meantime. Cabrina. So yeah, I'll link this up anyway, so you maybe watch it a bit. I didn't enjoy 2 hours of it. It was a bit agonizing, if I'm honest. But I thought it was crazy. It's almost like they've actually built the antique world, or it's like I was thinking, are they actually there? Look at the size of this they built. So the Babylonian baby god Moloch, they built a full-size version of it for the movie, by the way, and all of that antiquity, like Egyptian stuff, and that for the movie. Okay. And they bring in like children. Can you see the men there with little infants? I don't think the infants are actually dressed either. I'm not actually sure. People are screaming. And they're going to actually, in this first ever epic movie by this guy, Batista, whatever his name is, and Cecil B. DeMille's, yeah, endless extras, endless, cost $500,000 when they were at, well, the rest of the world was at war. So yeah, that is a guy actually holding a small naked child, by the way, and he's going to throw it into what? The flames of fucking hell. This is not on, is it? What the fuck? Yeah, so he's going to what? Obviously kill it, and the other ones one at a time. So this is the way you would watch in 1914 if you went to the cinema. I don't know what people were thinking. Like, is this all right, Harry? It seems a bit off. I don't know what's going on. I love this feeding small children into like basically Babylonian god. And do you know that thing they show you in all of the old? I'll show you one later. I'll show you these later on old artworks. They show you this demonic face, and I seen it on Lincoln Cathedral as well only 2 weeks ago. And they're literally calling the people into this place. It's like death place. Absolutely freaky. So many extras involved as well. And the statues are massive, the buildings are massive, and they look quite authentic, the people as well. You know, I noticed they're not all dressed the same. You know, them ladies just then had different gowns on. So like they killed it in like dressage. No two are the same, look. Which is uncanny for movies. Usually fucks it all up. Bit full-size elephants. So yeah, it's all to shit. As you can see, they're doing a lot of sacrificing, and this is what you watched in 1914 when you went to the cinema. No questions asked, and I think it's all in there, that film. Reset, what they're doing, the children, Moloch, the whole fucking thing is in this film. Cabiria, which I will share if you want to watch it later. Okay, this is groovy. You excited? Are you excited? 745 of you. Can you share this video out? Otherwise, you're going to miss the giantage. Oh, yes. Now, I think this is good evidence, this is, guys. So it's a book of medical stuff, okay? From the Middle Ages. It's like, ooh. Oh, excuse me. I think this one's 1500s. I did see it. I just wanted to find out. By Hurst German and bollocks. But anyway, it's from the Middle East, right? And top by the Middle German that we're looking at. I717. So yeah, let's check some of these weird ass images out. So apparently this is like medical stuff in the past. So if you've got like a little touch of the Rona, a little bit less extreme in that day and age than they are now with a ventilator. I only went in for an ingrowing toenail. Yeah, there it is there. So you got to watch out for. You go into them hospitals, man, they can just spin that fucking chair around. You know, you go in for a fill-in, you end up with a trapping in. Yeah. So apparently this was normal practice back in the day. You had a bit of a migraine, but that's okay. You just drill a fucking brain out, your brain out. Take a bit out, you won't notice. Some people exist on just a sliver of brain and they're geniuses, you know that? I don't think the brain does the thinking bit anyway. They say they're using a small part of your brain. I think it's out there. I think all the information's out there. I think we know everything about everything. I think the universe just is gently caring for us and letting us know a little bit at a time, so as not to shock our asses, because all of this is going to be quite shocking, don't you think? So yeah, they got like giants coexisting apparently in this period. So what's he doing there? He's cauterizing a wound, maybe. Ooh, that's a bit high up. So yeah, the cauterizing works. We'll give him that. That's something. What's this one doing? Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Instrument de army. Oh, I get that bit. So yeah, you see them in a modern day. I guess he's had a broken arm or something, I guess. But what about this? What about this? Okay. Apparently there's a bit of a thing. I want my leg longer, maybe. Or maybe that's just setting his broken leg. So setting a broken leg machine. All right, and dig that. Okay. Okay, nothing unusual happening just yet, except this. It's like, okay, this is a kid working the set your broken leg machine. No, it seems to be an adult, doesn't he? So that's a big fucking leg. His foot's as big as his head. He's a giant. Because, like, giants are supposed to be coexisting. Ooh, big leg. Let's investigate big leg. See what we can find out. Okay, so some sort of automated prosthetic. Sort your leg out if you actually get it crushed in a random cat accident. Okay, what else is happening in the medical world? Okay, we're just having a, I think that might be just listening or something. I don't know. There's a big battle going on in the background. Difficult to determine. Oh, he's taking an arrow out. Such a silly sausage. You're supposed to push it all the way through. So where these implements go or get pushed, I do not know. They look a bit uncomfortable. This is for hair tongs, obviously. Nice detail. Don't know. Don't like the look of that hooky fucking one. Okay. So, fixing the giant's legs, because they are about in this period. So, giant pop by. Okay. Yeah, giant pop by. Strap his leg up because he's had his leg broke by a load of small people bullying giants because they're chilling. Yeah. So what gives, dude? And he broke his leg. Yeah. It's a thing at this period. Apparently. What's that one do? It's got the word die on it. I think I understood that one. Okay, break free your leg bonding. So okay, he's doing an arm stretchy thing. Okay. Okay, any more giantage? No, there's Jesus dude. Okay. Ooh. Let's have a look, a little look at this one. What's going on? What's going on? Ooh, it looks like he's having a shit of a time. He's had his hand chopped off. Fucking hell. He's another one who only went in for no ingrowing toenail. Span that table around. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh shit. I think he's got a dose. I think it was given to him by a flying, screaming banshee lizard thing. His wife's on at him. He's come on with a dose. I know what you're saying. You're saying that is that biblical character, Jobage. But I don't think so. I think it's a random dude in a medical journal. Like this guy, he's like, do you think it's the Rona? Wow. They haven't got masks on. The apothecary got a bit of shit that he's thinking on selling. So I think it might be a bit hot, mate. You need a bit of this. It's 50 quid, sort your ass right out. No more Rona, no more hottie.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of IRS. This is your host. And I suppose the elephant in the room these days is the Tartarian civilization that flourished for 1,000 years, that they're trying to cover up the existence of this considerable civilization. Now, what I wanted to show you is this picture right here. Like, where is this beautiful masterpiece of technology and architecture? Where would this be? Where, like, they take a picture of this where there's horse and buggy, people standing around marveling at what is this building? And like, where would this be, right? That's a depiction of this street corner right here. Look what it is now. There's the building there. There's the new parliament. There's the same building there with the free energy flagpoles on the top there. All around. Here's one up here. They use it as a flagpole now. But the original architecture was changed to meet with what they were building, right? So brand new parliament building, they switched this up to make it look different. So this is the state of affairs on Elgin Street in 1920, I believe this one is. 19, somewhere in there. That looks normal. This hotel here, another Tartarian building with the huge poles on top. The Russell House burned to the ground, just like the Parliament building. Just like they changed all the buildings to make them look a little more 20th century, which is not a good thing, right? I mean, these, if you look at these buildings here, this is the Prime Minister's office here. This has a lower floor to it down here beside the canal. And if you study the free energy concepts, you need water, you need a fountain of some sort, and then this free energy flagpole setup with the buildings. So that's the state of affairs. And I've been watching a lot of videos from this guy John Levy, and check it out yourself. He talks about the mud flood and you know, all that really rings true. If you start looking at these photos, like here is the parliamentary library that we talk about so much, with all these free energy things, flagpoles coming all the way around. It looks like a Middle Ages, like something built in like the 1200s. Look at the style, how they support the dome with these outer pillars here that's supporting the upper. So that's a really ancient way of making things. And I submit to you that that was probably here before anything else. I mean, look at here. They have horse and buggy. They're building it. I see one building there, one building behind the place. Someone might have scratched that number in the bottom left to make it look like 1916 after the fire. But I don't see a fence in front. I don't see a road. This is where the building should be. There should be some footprint here. Unless they filled in the footprint of the building, I don't even see, like, normally you'd see survey marks, you'd see an impression in the ground. Here it looks like they found this castle, this monastery, sitting on top of this beautiful cliff, and they put their own building in front of it. And here's what the building looked like. So there's the free energy idea with the different castle, but even there have been 2 or 3 different, they removed this top part to just leave the 4 the four corners, and this was a free energy beacon thing relating to this dome and the steeple and the dome. You always see that, the penis and the boob. Free energy with the canal running up the side of it. So I don't recall ever seeing the driveway like that, but they obviously changed that. Those stairs I think are still there. A lot of this stuff is still here. Like, see this bottom corner there? Those little metal bracket things that they made to last, they're still there. That's the Statue of Liberty ancient base there. It's like 1,000 years old, this base thing. They don't even know. Anyway, ancient civilization that was inhabiting this area. Look at this one. This is, where do you suspect this is? That's the Prime Minister's office. That's Ottawa. That's Rideau Street that I was just showing you from the other side. There's a park across the street, like on the other side of the canal. You can sort of see the bottom right. I'm down here by the little tiny house in the right there. This looks like Paris or something, right? I mean, that's the bridge with the beacon, and that's the corner. I'm not sure even at what point that photo was taken. So here's the right in the middle of it all. I suppose this would be the Russell House. So to the right of this building, there's text. But anyway, check this out. Was supposedly the post office with the clock on top in the middle again. This looks like, I was saying to my friend, Amsterdam 1638. That's the building. That's what the buildings look like, with the clock on top and the weird metal roof. My wife won't leave me alone. So anyway, that's what it used to look like. And they took this building down here just before the First World War. Why? Because it was in the way. They had to erect this, the war memorial, because war is more important than free energy. So I believe that's the king there. That's when it unveiled, King George. All right, man. Here's all the relevant people that I follow. You guys check out those. Obviously, Win Army's not on there, but that's where I'm at with my collection of goodies from people that also make videos. 7 minutes. All right, you guys have a great Christmas. If I get a chance. Oh, by the way, this is the inside of the Russell House, the hotel they burned to the ground. Look at all the waiters. They're like, ready. We're ready. Primed. Fucking, yeah. That's it, man. So, anyway, have a wonderful holiday. Think about this. Really weird picture. I don't see the Gatineau Hills in the back or anything. It's really weird.